Hello friends, I'm Rosa, welcome. So today we are unhauling books. I rarely ever do these videos because I'm a little bit of a book hoarder, okay? I'll admit to it. I have a hard time parting with books and I'll probably never be able to do like a 100-book unhaul or more than that. So we're taking it like small steps, small bites, okay? Today I think I have like 26 books or something. I can't really remember. Some of them are books that I thought I was going to hold on to even though I'm not interested in them per se. But I also feel like that's a little bit mean to the book because it can find a loving home somewhere else with someone who will appreciate the book a little bit more than I will, you know? Some of these are books that I've actually enjoyed, some of them I have not, some of them have been somewhere in the middle, and I've just been like, I'm sure that there's someone out there who appreciates this book more than I do and they deserve to have a copy of it. So before we get started, I am putting these on Vinted, so I'll make sure to leave a link to my Vinted profile down in the description. That said, I think, I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it, but I think Vinted, for me, I can like send to Denmark, Sweden, and also Poland. And I'm not sure about other places than that, so, but they'll be on Vinted. And by the time this video goes live, I don't know how many of them are still available, so, but anyway. Just in case you were wondering, because the last unhaul I did, people were asking, so just wanted to let you know. Let's get started though, shall we? Where do we start? Let's start with this. XOXO by Axio. This is a YA contemporary. I generally don't read a lot of YA contemporary. I don't really read a lot of YA these days in general, but YA contemporary romance is just generally not really for me. I prefer more mature romances. This was cute though, it was enjoyable, so I'm gonna part ways with this because I know that there's someone out there who really enjoys YA contemporaries and they'll get a little bit more enjoyment out of this. It also has this on the naked cover, which I think is standard, but it's so cute. So she's gonna go, but I did actually enjoy this book. Just want to say. I'm parting ways with Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb, and this is the Fairy Loot edition as well because I DNF'd this book, and so, and it's too small, like it doesn't really have an impact on the shelves either. So I'm just like, it's gotta go. There's nothing wrong with this copy. I think I was even lucky and got one with like very centered edges, but just the book itself was not for me. So she's gotta go. But it's been nice having you here. Then I got like 3 super old books that I just think I purchased while I was trying to find myself as a reader, like what genres I liked and stuff. So this was bought at the airport while flying home from Scotland once. I don't even know what it's about. I know that it's been turned into a movie and I think it's a mystery of some kind, but like I don't really know. Mystery thrillers are not generally my thing. I don't read a lot of like crime novels either, so I just don't think I'll ever reach for this, to be honest. And so she's going on the not on the shelves, she's going off the shelves. She's gonna go bye-bye, but it's old by now. Not read though. I just don't think I ever will. Another one I don't think I'll ever read is World War Z. Oh, I forgot to say authors, didn't I? Paula Hawkins. This is Max Brooks. My ex got me to buy this and then admitted that he'd never read it himself, and then I was stuck with a book that I'll probably never read. So he's gotta go. She's going, or he. This feels like a he. I don't know. I think this is horror. Something about it tells me that it's horror. It's also been turned into a movie that I've also not watched. So, An Oral History of the Zombie War. I think it's, yeah, I think it's been turned into a movie. And I think Brad Pitt was in it. But yeah, not read. Looks a little bit like it's probably seen better days. The pages are very yellow. It's not that I've mistreated the book either. It was wrinkly when I bought it and I don't really know why. So I think I maybe didn't care so much back then, so like I just picked the first one off the shelves, you get what I mean? Then we have Room by Emma Donoghue, which is like another thriller situation, and I just don't really see myself ever reading this. Was also turned into a movie. Didn't it win like something? I don't really know. I don't know, but I'm probably never gonna read it, so it's gonna go. It's like one of those weird books that I just have on my shelves. Not weird, but like in my collection it stands out because like why is that on there with all the fantasy? Then we have, there's another Tessa Bailey book as well, but I can't see it. It's somewhere. But Window Shopping, which I did enjoy. I just don't see myself rereading this at any point, so she's gonna go. It's a Christmas adult romance, contemporary, grumpy sunshine. Very steamy, slightly smutty at times, but like a dirty talk. You know, Tessa Bailey, but Christmas. Yes. Oh right, another Tessa Bailey. There it was. My Killer Vacation, which I also enjoyed, but not because it was good. Like, I don't know. I think I just found it funny or something. I can't remember, but I'm not gonna reread this. It's like adult contemporary romance, but there's a bit of a mystery plot woven into it. However, it's not taking up that much space in the book. As for the content, you know, like the mystery plot is definitely second priority, and that's fine. I just know what happens already, so I don't feel like rereading it at any point. It's not one of those that gives me like butterflies, you get what I mean? So we have the Fairy Loot edition of Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber, which is a stunning edition, redesigned cover. It has digitally sprayed edges. Mine has never been read, but I loved this book, by the way. So that's not why I'm parting with it. I loved this. This is YA fantasy. I can't recall when I read it. I think it was sometime early last year maybe, but I didn't read this copy. I read it on my Kindle or on my iPad. It's confusing because like the app is called Kindle, but I don't have a Kindle. I have an iPad. So I just keep saying I read it on Kindle, but I don't have a Kindle. Anyways, the little things that annoy you, isn't it? But since you can't get a matching edition to this one from Fairy Loot, and I wouldn't purchase a paperback from them anyway because shipping is insane from Fairy Loot to Denmark. So I think if anything, I would rather just somehow get my hands on the Waterstones paperbacks instead of having this one. So this is gonna go to a loving home, to someone who's gonna really enjoy having this, who doesn't care so much about like matching editions or whatever like I do. But loved this edition, by the way, like super pretty. So, and I've enjoyed having it in my collection as well. I just think I'm at a point where I just want everything to match a little bit. So we have some special editions. Oh my gosh, she's parting ways with her printed edges. This is quite new, Shara from or it's by S.J. Jones. It's the Illumicrate edition, but I think I also said this in the unboxing that this is not a book that I was excited to receive because it's not one that I'm super interested in reading. It's, as far as I know, a little bit too leaning middle grade. It's a stunning edition though with super pretty edges. So if anything, if I were to keep it, I would keep it just for the looks. But like I have so many books that they can barely, if they're not in my book carts, they can barely fit on my shelves. So I figure this one could just go to a more loving home, to someone who will read it and appreciate it a little bit more than I do. There's nothing wrong with the copy, by the way. Like it's a stunning edition. I'm not sure that I love this vibe for the hardback, the naked cover, but like everything else, love it. The edges are insane. So, but yeah, hopefully it'll find a more deserving home because I don't deserve to have it because I can't appreciate it the way that it needs to be appreciated. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. We have two other ones. One I actually read. So spoiler alert, and All the Feels by Olivia Dade. I've been wanting to get rid of these for a while because I just don't. I read spoiler alert and I did not love it. So these are gonna hopefully go to someone else who will love them because I know that her series is actually very well appreciated. It just didn't fall right with me. And so I have the first and the second. I think the third one is still on Illumicrate's website because these are done, or Afterlight, but they're done by Illumicrate. And so we'll see if anybody's interested in these. I think I DNF'd the first book as well. I don't know, it just wasn't for me. So, but adult contemporary romance, they are exclusively hardback with Illumicrate as well. And I think, were these possibly their first? Which one was the first Afterlife book that they did? I can't remember. Was it not this? And then you purchased this as like an add-on and I was like all up in it. I was so interested. Just unfortunately did not love the book. We have another Fairy Loot special edition paperback, which is Princess of Souls by Alexander Christo. So this is also a redesigned cover with orange sprayed edges, and I'm pretty sure that's a digital signature. I just don't really read a lot of YA fantasy these days, so I'm not feeling like I need to pick this up. You get what I mean? Like I don't feel that pull towards it. So this is hopefully gonna find a more loving home as well as someone who actually wants to read it. It's super pretty though, and I love the orange edges. It's not very often that you see orange edges, but it matches with the green covers. Very, very brave color combination. But yes, I don't even know what it's about. I think it's a retelling of something, but I don't know. We also have another, it's literary fiction, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, is one that I also purchased while I was going through this phase where I thought, you know what, maybe we should try to branch out a little bit. And then it's just been sitting on my shelves for like 2.5 years. So it's probably never gonna get picked up because I don't really read a lot of literary fiction, in case you hadn't noticed. I think last year I read one, just one. So it's probably never gonna happen. And someone else out there is gonna enjoy this a lot more than I would. So we're gonna part ways, and that's okay. It's okay. One more Fairy Loot paperback. An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan, which is a colorway change, also has sprayed edges. I believe it also has a digital signature. It does right here. But this is another one, a YA fantasy, that I took it off my shelves because, you know, all my books are wrapped up and numbered, and then I pulled the number, and when I opened it, I just went like, ugh, I don't know. So I don't think it's ever gonna happen. And so it's gonna go somewhere else. But this is a stunning copy though. She's super gorgeous. The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. I did read this and I did enjoy it. This is just the standard edition. It has sprayed edges, which is kind of funny. I love when they do that with standard editions. Do that more often, thank you. I appreciate it so much. But did not even make the book pricier, I don't think. But I actually enjoyed this. I thought it was very unique. I just don't really read a lot of YA fantasy, so like I have to really love it before I feel like I'm pulled to reading the sequel. So what I'll do if I change my mind at some point is probably get it as an ebook or something like that. But this was actually really good. I really enjoyed this. Very unique, very unique. Then we have a couple of special editions. So I have, can you see? Yes, you can. I basically got a replacement for Nona because this is such an odd explanation. This is not a damaged edition, by the way. Like, I kept the damaged one because I like the look of it a little bit better. I don't know. That was so dumb. Because the signature on the damaged edition is kind of cut off a little bit, but it doesn't mean that much to me. There's nothing wrong with this edition whatsoever. I just like how the edges are placed a little bit better on my damaged edition, so I'm selling the non-damaged one. Yes, that's weird, but it is what it is. So it is what it is. She's gonna go. I've had this just lying in my wardrobe for like a year or something like that. She's finally gonna go to somewhere where it can be appreciated so much. Awesome series, by the way, for Lock 2. Such an awesome series. If you want like a nice fantasy sci-fi blend with a lot of sarcasm and funny jokes and a lot of action and necromancers and what the heck is going on and confusion. You should read The Locked Tomb by Tamsin, whose name I don't know how to pronounce. But it's awesome. We have another one, We All Fall Down by Rosa Zabo? I don't know. This is from Illumicrate. This is kind of like a Ciara situation as well, where I wanted the box for a certain item that was in the box. I don't think, to be honest, that I'll ever probably skip an Illumicrate box. I'm just gonna say. I don't think I'll ever get to that point where I want to skip one. It just means that sometimes I get books that I don't necessarily feel interested in reading, and this is one of those. She's stunning. Like, look at the edges. So good. I just don't personally ever feel like I'm gonna read this. So it's gonna go to somewhere it can be appreciated more than I will. And then we have, you'll see a couple more of these, but I have Book of Night Alucrate edition by Holly Black, which is a stunning edition. I just read Book of Night and I didn't enjoy it, and I have 3 of them, technically 4, on my shelves because I have a damaged Book of Night by Illumicrate, the Illumicrate edition. I have the damaged one that I read. I'm gonna keep that one because I might as well because it's tabbed. But the other 3 I'm gonna sell. So this is a stunning edition though. Redesigned cover, has foiling on the naked cover, also has end pages that are very dark. I think the Alucrate one is the one that's actually signed. It's in blue, so I'm guessing so. And it's also got sprayed edges. It's super pretty, and the more I look at it, the less I want to part ways with it, so we're gonna put it aside now. But it's dumb just keeping it around when I didn't actually enjoy the book, you know? Like, I feel, for me personally, you do what you want with your collection. I am not judging you in any way. But I feel, for me personally, as someone who's kind of like running a little bit out of space, don't have room for another bookcase either, it's kind of like you gotta part ways with something. Okay, Something's gotta give. So the books that I didn't enjoy, they gotta go. This is a tall paperback of Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Dark Artifices, that I'm gonna get rid of because I don't know if you can tell. Yes. So I have the small paperbacks that technically I don't need either because you can't see them, but I bought the hardbacks. Why haven't I put these up? Why am I keeping these? I don't know. Maybe they'll go in the next book on haul. I forgot that, but anyway. Because I'm reading the hardbacks, so like it doesn't make sense for me to have... I think the thing is that I bought this in 2016. I just never read it. Okay. I bought this before the small paperbacks came out because I had read The Mortal Instruments and she came out with a new series and I was really intrigued and curious and wanted to read it. But then I just never got to it. And so fast forward to like 2020, there's a pandemic and I am all like, let's get back into reading. We're gonna buy the rest of the series now that we have the tall hardbacks. So I bought the paperbacks and then I never read them. Fast forward like a year or maybe 1.5 or something. I'm like, you know what? Buying used hardbacks, that's kind of cool. So I bought the used hardbacks except Queen of Shadows, or Queen of Air and Darkness, not Queen of Shadows. That's another series. Queen of Air and Darkness is bought new, but Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows are both bought used. So now I'm just sitting with like paperbacks and hardbacks. I have read Lady Midnight now, okay? I have. I just haven't read the other ones, but like, I don't need both. I do not need both. So she's gonna go. The other two are probably gonna go at some point when I do another book on haul in like 2 years. We have a whole series that Serpent and Dove by Shelby McEwen, but also Blood and Honey and also Gods and Monsters. These have yeah, I enjoyed Serpent and Dove so much. But then I read Blood and Honey and I was frustrated. And then I got to Gods and Monsters and the first half was so bad. So they're not sparking any joy in my collection, but I know that there are other people out there that really enjoy these books. They're YA fantasy. It's like Enemies to Lovers, the first one, but then it turns into a travel book in the sequel, and the third one is like, I don't want to spoil anything. So it's just tropes that I don't personally enjoy. Other than Enemies to Lovers, I feel like it took a direction that I didn't agree with, and so they're gonna go. And I'm sure someone out there will appreciate getting a cheap full hardback set of these books. So I'm happy I can make someone happy out there, you know? The whole point of this, I'm actually like, I really enjoy selling books because I know they'll go somewhere where hopefully they will enjoy them. And then if they don't, they can, you know, pass them on to someone else. It makes me very happy. You know, I don't know, it makes me very happy. We got the other two Book of Nights, whatever. We have the Fairy Loot Book of Night, Holly Black, which it looks a lot like the Illumicrate one. It's just black and gold. Sprayed edges, has end pages that are different in the back as well, and it has like artwork and foiling on the naked cover, and also a digital signature. I think this one came without a bound-in letter, just the signature. Yes. I just, again, did not really enjoy Book of Night, and I can't see myself reading the sequel, so they're just taking up space on my shelves, but I'm sure someone else has loved that series. I think the sequel is coming out this year as well. Actually, I just don't know what it's called. Again, the Illumicrate edition just has a white cover, has this like awesome foil, what's it called? Foil motif on the naked cover. I cannot tell you how many times my camera has cut out while recording this. It's hating on me today so much. But if I keep looking up here or like looking this way, it's because it's like doing an error thing and I'm like, no. Don't do that. Not now. Not again. Not for the 20th time, my friend. Please don't. So anyway, and it has end pages as well and a bound-in letter. So I kept these around because I really enjoy the editions. I like looking at them. But I have so many special editions right now. It just feels kind of weird to sit on ones that I just know that I didn't enjoy. Like, not just found it okay, I just didn't enjoy it. So we have The Red Scholar's Awake by Elia de Boudard. Wow, I slaughtered that pronunciation. Eliade de Boudard? Yes. But The Red Scholar's Wake. It's a sci-fi. It's adult sci-fi with romance, and I just didn't really, I don't know. It's a stunning edition, okay? It's just beautiful. Look at this cover. It's beautiful. I just don't think I'll ever read it, to be honest. So we're parting ways. It's how it is. Foiling on the naked cover. She's got end pages that are stunning. A signed book plate as well. But story-wise, I don't know. I don't think her and I are gonna get along very well, so it's time to part ways, you know? It's time. And then lastly, we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, UK hardback, just the standard one. And then we got this, like, it's not a book unhaul thing, because it's not a book, but I just figured I would say anyway. It's from a Fairy Loot box. They did overlays that fit into the UK edition of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia, but this is a very well-loved book by a lot of people. I just personally, unfortunately, am not one of those people. And so I got an ARC for the sequel after having read this one, and I'm gonna stick to just reading them on my iPad. And so therefore, the hardback, which is no longer in print, by the way, is gonna go to somewhere else. It's actually already been sold. And I'm very excited that it's gonna go somewhere else. Also because they can get use out of the overlays. So thank you, Pixel Luna Faye, for being so interested in them. I know that these are gonna go to a loving home, and that makes me very, very happy. Someone who's actually gonna get use out of the overlays, because otherwise they would just be sitting in my closet, because I don't know. It's just kind of, yeah. So I'm very happy that they're actually gonna go somewhere that they will be very excitedly accepted. But that was it. That was the book haul. No, not book haul. It was an unhaul. There will be a book haul coming up sometime within the next like 2 weeks or something, because I like, my threshold for book hauls is like 20 books. When I have 20 books, I'm like, they gotta get out of the closet, because I'm putting them in. I got all my new books in the closet, and like, they have to, I have to pull them out, you know? They're taking up too much space in there, and I can't see them, and I just need them out of there. So like, my threshold is 20 books, and we're reaching it. It's my birthday next week. I don't know when this video goes up, but as of recording this, it's my birthday on the 24th, and I know that I'm getting some books that day. So once we get past the birthday, I think I'm gonna sit down and record a haul, which just means that all these 20 something books, all the spots that I just cleared up, they're all gonna get taken again. That's how it goes, right? That's how it is. This is the life of a book hoarder, okay? But I hope you enjoyed this unhaul. Again, if you want to check out any of them, I will make sure to leave a link to my Vinted, so you can go check it out if you feel like it. Maybe I'll leave links to the rest of the books, but I don't know if I can actually fit them into the description box, because there's a character limit on the description box, but I will do my best. And that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit the thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, but also all the other booktube stuff, like all of it, we do all of that over here on the channel. So if that's of, am I stumbling on words right now? If that's of any interest, there you go. Feel free to stick around by clicking on the subscribe button. However, I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna go buy food that I can experiment with in my air fryer, and I'm very, very excited for it. I just wanted to let you guys know, okay? Very excited because they got an air fryer. I'm such an adult. We're not going off on another rant. I'm finishing up this video. I hope you enjoyed it though. I'm gonna enjoy my air fryer food. Air fryer food? That's a tongue twister if I've ever heard one. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.
Oh, you know you're beautiful.